Like, honestly, I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything. I don't. I want to become a great coach in the NBA, and I want to win championships. We don't give a like, honestly. Question, because I really don't give a like, honestly. I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything. I don't.
Misconceptions or concerns about you that you've heard in the last few weeks are you the most like looking forward to dispelling when you're the coach?
It's a valid question, and I've certainly heard everything. It's been a really interesting 6 weeks or so, just in terms of being part of the engagement farming industry. It's been really interesting. However, I don't really have a great answer for your question, because I really don't give a like, honestly. I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything. I don't. I want to become a great coach in the NBA, and I want to win championships, and I want my players to maximize their careers.
Well, Street, if he don't give a F, then I don't give a F.
Oh, there it is. But listen, that's how you set the naysayers up. That's how you set them up. So a lot of those questions are dead.
Yeah, I got quite a few questions being the NBA expert of nothingness. I know nothing, but I got a bunch of questions. But anyway, before we get into our questions, what's up, everybody? Welcome on this great Monday. Back to Hayes Street, man. We on the block. We could go left at any given moment. Any given moment, it can go left. And it might just go left right now. Who knows? But right now we are in St. Augustine, Florida on the boardwalk. So we took the private jet over to Duval, landed that thing, and let them know the 305 is in the building. And that's where we at, man. So anyway, Street, talk to us, man. What's going on?
Chilling, bro. Had a long weekend this weekend, man. I don't even know what they call it, man. Class picnic this weekend, man, where they get together at the park and you with your class and all the classes from other classes is out there. I had a nice little time this weekend, man. Saw some people I ain't seen in a while. Had a nice little time this weekend, dog. Why we in St. Aug, though? What's significant about St. Aug? Give me something significant about St. Aug.
Man, it's the only place where it ain't raining, man. And it's nice and sunny out there right now. But shout out to a lot of people who don't know this. People in Miami from Florida Memorial. Florida Memorial was actually started in St. Augustine, Florida, and moved to Miami. I want to say in the 60s. So, little known history fact right there about one of our HBCUs, as we call it affectionately, FLOMO.
FLOMO. It was started in St. Aug?
St. Augustine, and it was moved down to Miami. So I don't know the exact year, but the crib. Yep. So anyway, let's jump into this, man. There's a lot going on right now. Yeah, it was in St. Augustine off of Holmes Boulevard. I'm trying to see what year they actually moved. Trying to see what year they moved from St. Augustine. Oh, what year did they move from St. Augustine? I want to say 65. Yeah, you can ask her.
No, I look grainy over here, man. Look like I got 720p over here, bro. Let's see if I clear up in a second, man. I don't know what's going on with the old
1968.
The old internet, man.
1968 it moved. I knew it was in the 60s. So 1968 it moved over there. But anyway, so yeah, man, we here, we rocking and rolling, man. JJ Reddick, we brought this up probably when the rumor mill started spinning about a month and a half ago. And I know we talked about it. So with that being said, my thumbnail says cronyism with a question mark.
I
don't know what your
Well, it's a
thumbnail
$10
say.
word, boy.
Nah, it ain't.
Cronyism.
Cronyism. Shout out to
You
the
gotta-
chat.
what's
Everybody,
cronyism, dog?
shout out to the fact checkers. Let the street know what cronyism is, and we'll tell them. So I'll give them a few seconds while we do that. But while we wait on the fact checkers, what was your thoughts when you heard JJ Reddick became the head coach?
JJ Reddick was in the league. We looked, man, like 15 years, like he was in the league. I think people always thought that JJ Reddick would eventually go down that road. And I also thought it had a lot to do with LeBron. I think these coaches I think I'm learning more and more about this coaching stuff from what I'm seeing, and it just seems like it's a bunch of friends hiring friends, or in LeBron case, it's like leverage. Okay, well, the best guy in basketball wants this guy, and we're gonna do what he wants. It could be some of that too.
All right. So first thing I thought of was cronyism.
Cronyism.
What that means is you heard the word crony before, right? So basically people being put in position who are friends of somebody, right? Because, they go at the same golf course or whatever. Being a crony, that's really what it is. Crony. You've heard of nepotism. Nepotism is where, we went through that at Miami about Coach Rick trying to put his son in position. So nepotism is more about family. You putting your family in position. Cronyism is about friends and associates. I have a different take than a lot of people. Shout out to Lakers All Day Dope, long time subscriber. But I think I feel a way about it. I know life is not fair, but I feel a certain way about it because I feel that
I'm here.
something about coaching is sacred, where people get put in position with literally no experience. And I know it happens in business. But when you think of sport, you think of something that is purest stage, right? Because in sport, you're always told, work hard, do what you're supposed to do this, do that. Don't let nothing stop you. All of the buzzwords and buzz phrases that are stamped across locker rooms across America, right? And in basketball, it's a little different than maybe football. And I know the first person you're going to think of is Deion Sanders. However, at least Deion Sanders coached football before. Not really tripping.
Right.
But to go from 0 to 100 real quick, shout out to Drake, maybe I feel a certain way. Because this is not Little League. This ain't a D2 program. This is NBA, National Basketball Association. The best of the best, the highest of the highest. And so I think a lot of other guys who work in such a niche area have been skipped over because of a friend. That's just how I look at it. And so that's how I feel about it. And I'll just say this last piece because I know you're working on your camera, so I'm pontificating a little bit as I bloviate. Excuse me.
You good, man. I look like in the 50s. I might well be in black and white over here. You good?
So
the 50s or something over here. What's going on?
And the last thing I'll say is, it's sure funny. This league is the same league that said, now correct me if I'm wrong, as Coach about to cook, that Maverick was LeBron's agent and he had to have a degree in order to be his agent. And then they had to fight that. But in the same breath, you get a guy with no experience to be your coach. Maybe I'm confused. Talk to me, Street.
Did the NBA say Maverick had to be an agent? I don't think. Let's fact check that. I don't think it was the NBA. Let's fact check that. Let's see. I don't think it was the NBA.
Who was it? Who was it? Because they're the only ones that dictate somebody going in negotiating your contracts. And I understand, Reggie, life isn't fair. Why he's looking that up. I'm not saying that life is fair. I'm just making an observation about the situation, right? I understand life isn't fair. I understand that people have to work twice as hard to get half as far. I get that too. But that same thing that I'm bringing up is what been told to me and many others many times when you go sit in those interviews. Ask Brian Flores.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it was Rich Paul, right? So first of all, Rich Paul is the agent one, right? And it was the NCAA. Remember we talked about this last week. It was the NCAA trying to push this. So it was the NCAA trying not to recognize guys. Because if we don't recognize you as an agent, you shouldn't be around the players while they're in college. And that's when he penned that letter. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of backed off. Yeah. Oh, I got it right here. NCAA agent rule won't affect me. Yeah, it was the NCAA trying to.
So based on Kiki, I'll stand corrected.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we talk about rules in place that affect things. And like I say, if that's the case, I just think that now if JJ Reddick would have came to be the assistant coach, I totally get it. I get that. You know, yeah, he skipped some steps. But now, here's what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case and everybody happy about this, then I better not ever hear nothing about no doggone Deion Sanders ain't paid his dues. That's all I want to say. If JJ Reddick all right, and Deion Sanders all right.
It's true. What's good for the goose, whatever it said, gather the geese, whatever the saying is.
What's good for the goose, good for the gander. Yeah.
No, hey, but I mean, real time, you was a coach. I need you to answer this for me. You was a football coach, right? Maybe a little more going on than a basketball coach. JJ Reddick played basketball. You talk about this all the time. Probably 75% of his life. 15 years in the NBA. To stay in the NBA for 15 years, you got to have a lot of respect, a lot of knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To walk on as the Lakers head coach. Now, as a coach, what could he be good at that could lead that team to winning? What is it he possibly could be good at? You know what I'm saying? To lead that team to winning. Now, we know he has experience. He has all the experience of playing the game in the world. The Lakers are the one investing in him, not Streeter or Coach Hayes. So obviously, right. So obviously, they're not just finna crash on him. So what is it he can possibly be good at that can ignite a team, you know what I'm saying, to winning? Is there anything as a coach you could think of?
Boy, Reggie took the words out my mouth, literally. Doing what LeBron tell him to do.
Well,
here's what I'll say about coach. Here's what I'm gonna say about coach. No, but here's what I'm gonna say about coaching. The problem when people hear coaching, they think X's and O's, they think the sport. The problem is most head coaches, that is very little compared to what you do as a head coach day in and day out. Now, I don't know much about basketball, but I am an expert. And only thing I'm saying is when people hear the word coach, like head coach, they think plays, football plays, calling plays, the triangle offense, all that stuff.
Right.
But to be an effective head coach, you 90% of your time is doing other things. Here's a perfect example. When you listen to coaches and you listen to, and I'm not saying he's this guy or not this guy, when you listen to, I feel lonely up here, dog. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Street, get in here, man.
You got the IOD squad out there with you, dog. I'm trying to got some internet issues going on over here. I don't know what's going on. Let me click back in and see.
I feel like I was talking to Johnny. I feel like I was talking to Johnny 5.
Let me click back in and see.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'll say. 90% of the time you're a head coach, and I remember Coach Dunn told me that. When you become a head coach, the last thing you're gonna do is coach ball.
Oh.
Shaking hands, kissing babies, setting schedules, this, that, da, 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 da. That's why I say it's not about his basketball mind more than, and I know people would say, oh, well, other people do that. You know, where the team goes, they stay. This is your program. Whether the team fails or succeeds, your name is on the marquee.
Right.
And those are the things I believe when you're coaching, you learn by doing them. It's a big learning curve than playing. Playing, you execute the general's orders. I said this before on the show. When you're the head coach, you're the general. You in the military. Do you know why we went to the Gulf and what we were really fighting for? You know why we're in Iraq right now? Besides what the media did the general ever say, hey guys, I want y'all to go over there and risk your life because X, Y, and Z? No, these are the orders. You go execute them.
So he could be good at something. Yeah, you're saying that it has a lot to do with a lot of things that is not X's and O's.
No, right. What I'm saying, he could be good. He could be great at a lot of things. He can also be bad at a lot of things. Here goes an experiment in which that's going to be expensive. I don't know what his contract is worth, but we don't know. You have no track record, right? You have no track record. So because you have no track record, you don't know how his mentality and his deal as a player could be totally different. Temperament is what I was looking for. Could be totally different as a player than it is a coach.
Right. If y'all just getting in here, man, I'm having technical difficulties, man. I'm looking like it's 1998 over here. I don't know what's going on with my modem and with my internet. I mean, I don't know what's going on. But listen, I want to let them hear this again, and I'll say something to the Hayes. I'm gonna play this for them again. I'll let them hear this again. Let me see. Make sure I got the right one.
DJ said, he said nobody wanted that job, Coach Hayes. Trust me, there's plenty of people wanted that job. There's plenty of people. Coach Hayes would have took the job. I ain't got no experience, but I'm an expert.
I was gonna say that, dog. Like
trying to help this team win.
I want you to hear this. For the people that just getting here, we started off the show with this now, and I want y'all to hear. JJ Reddick just did his press conference, and I want y'all to hear. Wait up, let me get the shorter version of it. What he said. Let me get the shorter version of it.
So anyway, like I say, bro, that's just where I am with it. I don't know what it's going to mean. Besides LeBron, I can't name anybody else on this. Is the dude with the one eyebrow still on the team?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
The one eyebrow. I wouldn't say the one eyebrow.
Yeah. I'm just saying, bro. I get it. I understand. You know. And like you say, he got out of the league. He went straight into, I mean, he has had the silver spoon, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? We see players do it all the time. He went from there to, I think he was an ESPN analyst, or he was a commentator. I'll just say that. I don't know what network he was with. And then now the head coach, and he's just turning 40. You know what I mean? So shout out to him, bro. Shout out to him. You know, I just simply say, I just simply say it's a lot of guys who put the time in, put the work in. And yeah, I know they get passed over. And yes, I know that life isn't fair. And yes, I get all that. And I know people are going to be Laker fans. Coach Hayes, shut up. I get it. But I'm just talking about, you know, the deal.
All right, so here we go.
Looking forward to dispelling when you're the coach.
We started the show with this, and they're asking him, what do you look forward to dispelling as a coach? Like all this stuff me and Hayes talk about, Like you got to explain it.
What
here we go.
misconceptions or concerns about you that you've heard in the last few weeks are you the most like looking forward to dispelling when you're the coach?
It's a valid question, and I've certainly heard everything. It's been a really interesting 6 weeks or so, just in terms of being part of the engagement farming industry. It's been really interesting. However, I don't really have a great answer for your question because I really don't give a like, honestly. I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything. I don't. I want to be.
If y'all want to hear that again, they need to hear that again, Hayes. This is a press conference he did an hour ago, and they asked him about dispelling all this stuff, explaining all this stuff, and he said, I really don't give a fuck. See, for people saying that he's put there because he's going to do what LeBron says, I don't know if JJ Reddick is that guy. Like, I don't know if JJ Reddick is I don't know if he's the puppet, dog. He may be put there, but I don't know if he's that guy that would just do what LeBron tell him to do as a coach. Just like I don't think Eric Spoelstra, who was the film guy, you know what I'm saying, is some pushover when it comes to that locker room. He had Wade in there, he had Bosh in there, he had Wade, you know what I'm saying, LeBron in there. I don't think he was just in there getting pushed around by them. So I think LeBron may respect him and may respect his mind. You know what I'm saying? It may not be do what LeBron say. I don't think LeBron wants to be a coach, to be honest with y'all. I just think he wants the guy in there that he likes.
Right. Well, when we say do what he says, meaning rotation, maybe who's in at the end of the game, certain plays, I
think all pro coaches kind of take. I think the pro game is kind of like that though, Hayes. I think all pro coaches kind of take what people say, you know what I'm saying? Some of the big guys in the huddle, what they say, you know what I'm saying? Like ask them for, not really for advice, but you know what I'm saying? Ask them for input sometimes. Hey, bro, what you think? Hey, Kyrie, what you think on this play? Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I just think that, okay, here's my next question. How does JJ Reddick benefit the Lakers?
How does he benefit the Lakers?
Yeah, what does he bring to the Lakers that maybe other coaches who have done some time? Again, I'm the expert that knows nothing, but shout out to somebody just put it up here. Hey, Julia. Hey, really flawed. I don't know where LV at, but I just heard somebody say a long-time assistant coach that never got an opportunity. But anyhow, I'm trying to see where. Oh, here it is. Lakers all this is Coach Hayes. There's an assistant coach named Sam Cassell. He had been an assistant coach and has not gotten a job yet as a head coach. My question is, what does JJ Reddick offer the Los Angeles Lakers that other coaches, head coaches, assistant coaches that have been around this league really understands the coaching environment in the NBA? They don't have to worry about that learning curve. What does JJ Reddick bring to the Staples Center, I guess? Is it still the Staples Center?
I think experience as a player, you know what I'm saying? It's unique to play in the league for 15 years or however long he was in there for a long time. And I think JJ Reddick has I think he has his takes, bro. His takes, I think he has a good basketball IQ and the way he sees things. He could have sat down with them and wowed them in the interview, bro. Like he could have sat down with them and blew them away in the interview process. It happens.
No, I get it. I get it. I'm just saying as an owner, if I was an owner, yeah, you can wow me, right? Everybody got a sales pitch on every golf course across America. Somebody pitching somebody about their new idea,
right?
And you can have an awesome presentation. I guess my question is, what did they see in him that says he is better than probably the other 10 candidates that really wanted or agents reached out to them to apply for the position?
I don't know. We can't say that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing we can answer. But I can also think that having LeBron in your corner is a huge goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Because I had just told you to go watch him and LeBron on LeBron Instagram have these interviews, and this is before he got hired as the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So having LeBron probably vouch for you, which we're assuming, probably has a lot to do with it. But I don't think anybody who knows basketball knows JJ Reddick. I think we all thought that he would one day end up here. Like Larry Bird wasn't an assistant coach for anybody, was he?
I don't know. I think
he went straight to be the Indiana head coach. Maybe he was in the front office.
I say the same thing for Nash and for Steve Kerr. And I don't know if Steve Kerr an assistant coach first? I'm not sure.
I think so.
Jason Kidd.
So right. So at the end of the day, Hayes, a coach once told me, bro, listen, a good coach gets his players to buy in.
Agreed.
Somebody who was coaching for 20 years told me that. It wasn't about this offense we have. We run the wing tee to the, you know what I'm saying? We got this defense. Nobody can. A good coach can get his players to buy in.
Agreed. I agree with that.
And that sounds like a motivator, a leader, somebody who may be disciplined, somebody who may be organized. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's there at 4, always there before you're there. So, like you explained, when we're talking about the head coach, man, we're not talking about, hey, it's third and 4, bro. We're going to drop the safeties. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, right. And that's what I was saying. You know, a lot of coaches, I look at Mike Singletary. Mike Singletary was fired up and probably rubbed people wrong because he said, get your A in line, whether you was a rookie or a 10-year vet.
Right.
But most coaches who fail, most of them fail because one or two things. One, they can't get the player, they can't relate to the players, get them to run through the wall, like you said. And two, organization. Most coaches have a bad job with that, right? Like that's what happens to them. And that's just how I look at it. That's where I look at it in that sense. And so, like I said, and basketball is a different animal. It's only 15 guys. 15 coaches, 15 players, two assistant coaches, I guess, whatever. It's a small operation in essence compared to football, that is, right? Very small operation. Of course, I know they got a strength and conditioning, nutritionist like everybody else, but the operation is much smaller, in that sense. So, right. Yeah, it's interesting. It'd be interesting. Somebody said, what happened if Tom Brady did that? I would say the same thing. If Tom Brady went to the elite of the elite, if Tom Brady went to be the head coach of the Patriots, I would say the same thing. I just think like I tell people, just because you were the valedictorian don't mean you could be the principal. Just because you were the best sniper in the world don't mean you could be the general. You know what I mean? It's a different skill set, totally different skill set. Doesn't mean you can't be, but it doesn't mean you will be immediately. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Every player can't be a coach. This guy Sam Cassell that everybody's talking about, we know who Sam Cassell is. Sam Cassell played for a long time, Florida State, ugly guy, looked like something out of a horror movie. I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying.
And he probably contributed way more than JJ Reddick in basketball. I'm just saying.
Pump your brakes, Hayes.
Pump.
JJ Reddick was out there for a minute. He was one of them dudes they could put in it. You know what I'm saying? Shoot a three at any age, 34, 35. But Sam Cassell was the hooper. I didn't know he was on somebody's bench all this time. And he'll get a shot. But I'm here to tell y'all this. For the people who listening to this stuff, because we're going to roll into this too. For everybody that's listening to this and that think that life is fair and that every time you see somebody get hired, it's because their resume was long. That's not what this is. I want y'all to close your eyes and make yourself the owner of an NBA team. Like you're make yourself an owner of an NBA team. You're gonna hire a cousin or two. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hire people for different reasons, and it's not just because they deserve it or you're the owner. You got all the power. You're gonna grease some hands. You're gonna shake some hands. There's gonna be different reasons why you hire people. Hayes got a cousin that's been coaching for a long time. I want Coach Hayes to bring his product into the arena. Hayes own a piece of product. I wanted to bring it to the arena. I hire Hayes' cousin. Hayes brings his product into our arena. That's how these things work, bro.
And I'm all for it.
Uh-huh.
I'm all for that. And I get that piece.
Right.
But I don't know if I'm an owner and I'm willing. But see, in basketball is a little different.
It
right?
is.
It is the way it's constructed is different. But I don't know if I'm willing. And you just said I got a cousin been coaching a long time. I ain't got a dude that say he watched one Dolphin game and was like he could be a head coach and go make him a head coach, right? It's almost like I'm looking at Sam Cassell here now. I didn't know this. He's been coaching since 2009. 2009. He's a 3-time NBA champion, NBA All-Star 2004, All-NBA second team 2004, 2-time second team All-ACC. And then he was a champion as a coach.
Right.
I get it's not about resume, and I understand what you're saying about proximity, right? Okay, I want to get this product in, so I got to hire this guy in order to get to that guy. I get that part. But I'm not going to tear my establishment down to do that, or potentially tear it. That's wrong. I'm not saying potentially, because if this experiment fails, then what? Because nobody's a certain, right? Like I said, we saw Les Miles go from LSU, the Mad Hatter, and go to Kansas and go 0-9.
Right.
Like we've seen it. But you very rarely see a guy go from 0 to 100 real quick. That's the difference. You can see a guy go from here down, but it's all based on what your history tells you. Right? And there's so many different facets and so many different variables and elements to why things work or don't work. And basketball is different, right? I mean, it's 15 guys. Hell, LeBron been playing longer than the man that's been around, right?
LeBron?
LeBron came. Yeah, LeBron came in the league before JJ Reddick, didn't he?
No, I don't.
How long LeBron been playing? 20 years?
Let's see. You think LeBron been playing for 20?
I don't know. I'm asking. I'm the expert that knows nothing. JJ Reddick got in the NBA in 2006.
LeBron came in 2003.
Thank you. Yeah, so LeBron been playing longer than he played. Than he's been there, which is fine. I was just making a thing. And as a player, all of his accolades as a player are in college. No accolades in the NBA. Not saying he was a bad player, but I'm making a comparison to him to Sam Cassell. National College Player of the Year, 2-time Rupp Trophy, James E. Sullivan Award. All that, he got about 25 college accolades, but not
Right.
not anything from the pros.
Right. So when you say we got the Panthers playing tonight, huh, man? The Panthers playing for a championship tonight, dog.
They still playing? God, they've been playing about 3 months on the championship run.
It was up 3-1, I think. Fool, they about to blow it tonight. they about to blow the money. So when you say failure, right? Like, what if this experiment fails? Last Laker coach Darren Ham was making $6 million over 4 years. Before that, Frank Vogel, $18 million. Before that, Luke Walton, $25 million. Before that, Byron Scott, $17 million, right? I think there was only one championship. The last championship was in 2020. So that was what? That was Frank Vogel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when he handed the team, when Luke Walton handed the team to him, they won a championship. Let's see when the last championship was before that.
LV.
What was the Lakers' last 3 championships? Let's see. Because when we talk about 2020 and then 2010, right? So when we say fail, you mean so he has to fall on his face, like they got to go 20 and 80?
No, what I mean is, I think people are brought there to win championships. Like he said, I don't give a F about blah blah blah. I'm here to win championships, and they all say that. I'm not holding him to that. I get it.
Right.
What I'm saying is, if I think he's an easy fall guy for this situation, I think he's an easy scapegoat for if it doesn't work. The problem is who hired the dude, right?
Right.
That dude's finna get fired because he brought him to the owner. The owner like, all right, I pay you a lot of money. You sure? All right, LeBron. You ain't gonna fire LeBron until he decided to retire. So LeBron's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of like the mob. You vouch for me. Hey, yo, Vinny, you vouch for Street here. I'm sorry. Hold on, I gotta have my theme music. Hey, yo, Vinny, you vouch for Streeter here. You vouch for Streeter. You know if he messes up, it's capiche. Capiche. So, right. So LeBron the only one that's safe. He the mob boss. But the GM ain't safe and the owner safe because they own it. Other than that.
Well, somebody just said in the chat, even the 2020 championship was in the bubble. So you got to go back to 2010 to get a valid championship. So they haven't been winning championships anyway. Why not? JJ Reddick the damn thing. For everybody that just got in here, JJ Reddick said he don't give a F at the press conference about this spelling, what y'all think. And Hayes thought it was AI. Hayes don't even think it's real because we saw it right before we jumped in. We saw it right before we jumped in. I'm not completely sure it's real, but I saw it on enough media outlets to believe it's real. But let him hear it again, though.
Don't say that's a Laker hate take, bro. If y'all really think Coach Hayes give a F about the Lakers,
a Laker hate take. Check out JJ Reddick.
I really don't give a like, honestly. However, I don't really have a great answer for your question because I really don't give a like, honestly.
Bro, that's how he coming in.
I don't know, bro. I mean, I'm just telling you this. His Visa credit card maxed out right now. If you know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. His premium platinum privilege Visa credit card is maxed the hell out right now, dog.
Hayes, JJ said,
yeah.
He really
Power to the people on this one.
He said he really don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Bro, that's how you come in.
All right.
Listen. It's like this. I've always said this. I've always talked to women and told them this. Listen, if you're about to go left, Hayes, about to go left. All the women that other women think are promiscuous, and they want to call them the HOE word, right? They doing everybody. When that woman stands up and say, "I did it," and what?
Amber
That's
Rose.
the end of the conversation. That's it, Amber Rose. That's the end of the conversation. That's the end of the conversation. That's it. She done stood on it. Oh, go pick on somebody else. Go pick on somebody else. JJ Reddick just said, "I don't care what y'all think. I don't care what y'all think. I'm here to win championships." And I think it just dispelled all the questioning and all that. Now they probably gonna be half scared to ask him a question until he start losing. Then they'll pounce on him. There it is.
You know what my problem is, Street? It's this project I'm working on, and it got me on edge by certain things, and I'm about to go there. God dang it, and I'm ready. Let Mike Brown get up there and say, that same thing. They be ready to cancel him. Just like Pat McAfee. That's right. We finna fight it. Right? Fight the powers that be. And it ain't fight the death beat. Fight the powers that be. Mike Brown get up there and say those things. Anybody. We just saw Pat McAfee call Caitlin Clark a white bee. He just kept I'm sorry, and kept on moving. Everybody else get canceled. Kevin Hart.
Did the Patriots coach say something?
What Patriots coach?
When he got hired, it was either the Patriots coach or it was the Texans coach said something along the lines. Oh no, he started talking about being black and coaching or something like that.
For the Patriots?
I don't think the right guys get canceled, Hayes. I think Deion Sanders doesn't get canceled. Like, I don't think the right guys get canceled.
Because he has the power. He has the power. See, what I'm saying is, hear what I'm saying. Hold on now. Don't get that twisted. Because let it be known, when he went to Colorado talking Jesus that and Jesus this, them people in Colorado cut that out real quick. Now, they ain't canceling, but he even said that in his document. Them people wrote me some letters. He still talk about it, but it ain't at the same level. It ain't at the same level. And I wish him the best, but what I'm saying is there are things that people say and we can call it what it is, but come on, man, we know what it is, bro. Let's just call it what it is.
Pat McAfee, he stepped into a realm. He stepped into a realm that into a zone that nobody has been in. You know what I'm saying? Like, he talks trash about them, the suits. He talks trash about the suits. You know what I'm saying? He's in a lane that most people are fearful, right? We don't know what the backlash will be, but most people are fearful of being there. Charles Barkley has said anything he want to say for a long time. Long time. Long time. We ain't never seen Charles Barkley cancel. I don't even think I've ever seen him apologize.
I can't speak to Charles Barkley. I know he has said one of the craziest jokes I ever heard. I had to be honest. Have you heard this joke?
What joke?
He was telling Ernie. It was named Ernie, right? The white guy with the bald head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said that white guy said, "Hey, Charles, tell the people about the gift you got your wife." Right? So it was around Christmas time or whatever. No, he was telling Charles, I might be jacking this up, but it's a joke. So Charles said, "What you
find a joke, man."
No, listen. He said, "Charles, what'd you get your wife for Christmas?" He said, "I bought her this beautiful watch." Charles Barkley said, "I never give my wife a watch." He said, "Why, Charles? Beautiful. Because there's a clock on the stove."
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
There you go. But there you go.
Yeah, but I'm gonna just say this. I might be wrong as the day long, but Charles ain't no pro-black either now. So he said he like Candace Owens in a certain extent. You know what I mean?
Don't do that to Charles. Don't do that to Charles. Don't do that to Charles. Don't do that to Charles.
Man, look here. You say stuff, but you don't really know.
Charles, Alabama, dog. Nah, don't do that to Charles.
He could be from most of them are. So is that Jesse. What's his name? He from Alabama too. Them be the ones that had the most. The cats from Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. Them be the ones that turncoat, man.
Nah,
come on, man.
I ain't gonna let you do that to Charles, though. I ain't gonna let you do that to Charles.
Come on, I told you, I is that project I'm working on, and I'm there. I'm ready. I'm ready, dog. I done heard him say some other foul stuff too, but I'm ready.
Like every year when they let you watch Mississippi burning at school, and then you walk out the class.
ready to split somebody. Hey.
On 10. Walk out the class on 10.
Hey, you remember C Day, right? I ain't gonna say what it is, but you remember we used to have them C Days. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We used to have them things. People don't believe that's real. I thought it was everywhere. That's only in South Florida.
Walk out the class on 10.
Look at Google Man. Look at Google Man. He said, "You right, but go ahead about Charles." Yeah, Charles done said some old. He old Stephen A. Smith thing, if you want to say it like that.
I think everybody y'all think that don't agree with the same. That don't agree with the same. I've seen him say stuff on both sides. He got his own mind. I've seen him do some great stuff in the community too. But I don't think he's always understood. If you have him explain why he said he wasn't a role model, go look that up. And that'll kind of floor you, because the reason he said it is not why people think he said it.
Yeah, I remember that whole campaign. I thought it was a good campaign. I don't know, bro. I just look at certain things that, and again, we can get into this if you want to or whatever, but I just look at there are certain things in which we will expose that nobody else will expose. Let's just call it what it is, man. And I just simply say at the end of the day, Street, people have been canceled for less. If Stephen A. Smith would have went up there and called Caitlin Clark a white bee, they would have had his head. They would have had his head, dog. They would have had his head.
I gotta see that clip though. That's kind of crazy.
Pat McAfee?
Yeah.
Let's do it right here.
That's kind of wild. I think it's give and take, dog. I really do.
Now he said it like I don't know if you said it in an affectionate way. He wasn't degrading her when he said, I don't know. Let me be quiet.
He has called the suits at ESPN morons, dog, on camera.
Yeah, but guess what? But that's his thing, though. He's got the strapless shirt. He's the that's his character, if that makes sense, right? That's his that's his character. He goes up, he can do his shows. I get it. I'm not knocking his shows, but he can do his shows with the tank tops on. We can't look like that. But it's never good enough. Stephen A. Smith got to be looked. Then when RG3 came on, all they did was talk about his suits. Right? I'm going to take it real deep. Michelle Obama come out there with a sleeveless shirt on. They talk about him. But guess what? Go to watch the news today. All the other women got sleeveless shirts on now. Barack Obama, God forbid, he wore a tan suit. Oh, my God. That's all they talk about. I'm just saying.
I don't know, man. Stanley, stop sipping on yak. Was kind of, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of his own little stick. It was his own little thing.
Yeah, but that's not talking about the establishment. That actually make us look worse. You up there on TV. Shout out to AB who called him out on it. Man, how you being a role model? You up there with a black and mild hanging out your mouth with a wave cap on. But everybody
a role model.
No. But that's what he was trying to say about AB. So you can't call me that if you ain't doing it yourself. That's what he was saying. But anyway.
Yeah, I think Shannon Sharp had his own little stick. He brought personality to that environment, and then Pat McAfee is kind of like the other personality for the other. You know, it's all about who you're appeasing.
All right,
This
this is
is
the clip
crazy.
right here. This is the clip
This
right
is
here.
crazy. This is crazy.
Let me know you can hear it, Street.
Is she
All
what?
right.
No. I just eyes.
You hear
I couldn't
that?
see if she's Caucasian. The goat.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen to what he's talking about.
The goat. Is she what? I don't know. I just eyes. I couldn't see if she's Caucasian or not. So I think what we're trying to say is what the WNBA currently has is what we like to describe as a cash cow. There is a superstar. And we're not saying that the players on the court need to act any differently. That's the athletes are going to do what athletes are going to do in any sport. And I think we're all learning that WNBA, that's old school football, baby. That is old school football. But I would like the media people that continue to say this rookie class, this rookie class, this rookie class. Nah, just call it for what it is. There's one white bitch for the Indiana team who is a superstar. And is it because she stayed in Iowa, put an entire state on her back, took a program from nothing to a multiple year success story? Is it because she would go on to break the entire points records in the history of the NCAA? Not just the women's record by Kelsey Plum, shout out, but also Pistol Pete Maravich's, the dude's record as well. Is there a chance that people just enjoy watching her play basketball because how electrifying she is, what she did, what she stood for, how she went about going, what she went for? Maybe. But instead, we have to hear people say that we only like her because she's white. And she's the only popular because the rest of the rookie class is doing what they're doing. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. And we think the WNBA, more specifically, their refs need to stop trying to screw her over at every single turn. What you have is somebody special. And we're lucky she's here in Indiana. And that was, guess which WNBA rookie?
So, you on mute, dog. So,
that's loaded, though. That's wild. Kiki.
No problem.
Let me see. Kiki, did Pat McAfee get any backlash?
Yes, Pat McAfee received significant backlash for calling Caitlin Clark a white bitch during a segment on his show. McAfee made the comment while praising Clark's impact on the WNBA. The remark was widely criticized on social media and by various media outlets for being disrespectful and inappropriate. In response to the backlash, McAfee issued an apology, stating that he should not have used such a descriptor, regardless of the context, and expressed his respect for Clark and women in sports. Source, Twin Source.
Did ESPN reprimand him? Like, what did ESPN do to him? Damn, hey, that was hard to listen to, bro. That was tough.
Think they took him off the show? Think they fined him? You think he had to make a public service announcement? No.
He did receive backlash for calling Caitlin Clark a white bitch on his show. Social media users and various media outlets criticized him for the disrespectful and inappropriate remark. McAfee issued an apology to the Pat McAfee show. So while they could potentially remove the show from their platform, McAfee could continue broadcasting on his YouTube channel, 26 Source, 27 Source.
So regarding ESPN response, the network has not issued any public statement. You think so in the comment section, you think if that was, give me somebody that's on the level of Pat McAfee and ESPN.
Let's talk about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving didn't do no but put a link to it.
No. Give me somebody that's at ESPN, right? That's on Pat McAfee's level.
Jamel Hill.
No. No, I don't think Jamel Hill was on his level yet. I think Pat McAfee has turned into, I want to say Stephen A. Smith, but Stephen A. Smith is a lot bigger than Pat McAfee. So if Shannon Sharp would have called her a bitch, Caitlin Clark a bitch while he was there, right? You think he would have got fired?
If he didn't, they would have put him on. They would have gave him the perp walk. He would have had to take a segment of the show. Stand up there, Stephen A. And Skip Bayless sitting across from him like this, and it would have been a segment. To all of the viewers out there, yesterday I made some insensitive comments, and I highly regret those comments. I never meant them to be offensive. I never meant them to hurt anyone, but I made them. I am truly sorry. And for anybody out there that was offended, I am sorry. They would have perp walked him just like that.
How did Pat McAfee apologize?
I don't know. Ask Kiki. I ain't seen it. It's a crazy. I'm gonna show you how crazy it is. It's crazy. You ain't see this. This was on June 3rd. This happened. It's 21 days later. It's been 3 weeks since this happened. And you haven't heard of this. But if not, you'd have had to sit up there and make that statement, wipe a little tear from his eye. Act like he, I'm sorry. And I will do better.
Let's see what he said.
People are saying.
Let's see what he said.
Was happening on the internet until 2.5 hours later after the show ended. Then I realized, and I started reading through a lot of comments that were being said, and I felt like actually the worst human on earth for a good portion of my travels yesterday over to Hershey and then into last night, even during Monday Night Raw and flying home and even into this morning, from things that people were saying, going, damn, those were not my intentions, but that's how you took it. That's on me. I do apologize. To a lot of the people, though, that were calling me racist, I had no idea that was even possible. I guess I am 0.01% Italian. I did take 23andMe, so I guess there is a little bit, maybe I had no idea that was good. Or sexist, that was not... The 15 minutes leading up, or disrespectful to Caitlin, the 15 minutes leading up to that, I was literally talking about how I hope that the WNBA and sports media and ex-WNBA players would show a little bit more respect to Caitlin Clark for what she has brought to the WNBA.
And then you call her a B.
And in the end, it was the takeaway that I was the most disrespectful person on earth to Caitlin Clark. So obviously, that's a massive fuck up on my end. I apologize for that. I did reach out to Caitlin Clark through the Fever PR, sent an apology, and then got a message back that she said it was all good. No blood. We move forward. And she appreciates us reaching out and apologizing. So that obviously makes me feel a little bit better. But to the people that got pissed off yesterday and offended, I understand. I learned a lot. Okay, I will say I learned a lot because we are a show that anytime we talk about somebody we have massive respect for, we normally call them an absolute dog. That is just standard operating procedure. At the ESPYs, I literally called Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce assholes in the front row because they played football so good that somebody put a wolf mask on and decided to go bankrupt. So whenever I'm talking in the way
Hayes, he's crossed that line, dog.
Yeah, but the problem is
that line of being untouchable. Yeah, he's crossed the line.
But his apology was scattered. It wasn't direct. It was, I do this and that's the way I talk. But dog, that's the way we talk. But yeah, we apologize for it. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, my ass.
I'm sure nobody don't tell them to talk like they don't want to get up there and talk like they fucking reading the script. They don't talk like they don't want to do that.
How you think they got the job? If you didn't talk that way, you wouldn't get the job.
Nah, they can apologize however they want to. It kind of sounded. What's the black guy? The black guy that said here recently that we played that had to apologize, and his apology sounded like he was saying, "I'm sorry that y'all was offended." It didn't sound like he was apologetic. What he was talking about Angel Reese. Remember he was talking about Angel Reese, and he said that Angel Reese. He said Angel Reese invites. He can't invite the smoke, right, and then cry when it's time, when the heat comes. Remember that? And he had to apologize, and his apology kind of sounded like that, like he's from another country. It kind of sounded like
Acho. Thank you, really fly. Yeah, Emmanuel Acho.
Right.
No.
I think, though, this is what I think. I think they're ushering in. They're trying to combat media. ESPN is trying to get out of this straight and narrow line that they walk, because that's no longer what media is. Media is being served up to people in different ways, though.
King Malik said y'all trying to push the race issue. I ain't trying to push it. I'll park the car on.
You gotta listen, King Malik. We both got two different stances, my bro. Get on either side. You know what I'm saying? Because
I'll park the car on.
I think they're trying to push this issue of he he is for that redneck community. He comes across, they relate to him. They're kind of brash. That's what Pat McAfee is for. And I think ESPN is playing with that. Hey, man, let me see if we can serve media up in a different way.
Can I tell you this? Even in his apology, he offended another group of people, Italians. He said, they even called me racist. How could I be? Well, I am like 1.2% Italian, so maybe.
No, well, because he's saying she's white. How could I be racist?
No, I know, but he was saying 1.2% Italian, so guess what you just did? You just offended the quote-unquote Italian community because you saying they are racist. He said, how could I be racist? He said, well, wait a minute. I am 1.2% Italian or something. So, well, I guess, yeah. Like, yeah. You see, you know what I mean? It's just, only thing I'm saying, bro.
How is that offensive? How is that offensive? He's trying to say what? Explain.
Implied that Italians are racist. That's what he just implied. He said, how could I be racist? Then he goes back and said, well, I am 1.2% Italian.
I didn't understand what he meant when he said it. I didn't get it.
I did. Because that is known. Italians typically have a strong, bro. You saw Bronx Tale?
Yeah, but we all do.
Yeah, but it was a story about. You saw what it was in there.
Yeah, we all.
You saw Do the Right Thing. Muyan, go to F back to Africa. Well, you know.
Yeah, we all do though, dog. Like, we all got some of them talks our grandma had with us in that house. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all got little raises in it. Yeah, we do. Your grandma never tell you got to bring no white girl home?
Oh, for sure.
Hey, no, help me out then.
The problem is we're not on national TV though, Street.
We're not.
I'm not speaking on national television. That's the difference. That's the only difference I'm saying. I'm not on a network.
You better get used to old McAfee because it seems like he done crossed that line and he's in that stratosphere of untouchable.
Only thing I'm saying is, listen, people like that don't bother me. I don't care. I really don't. What I do care about is when another person does it, like a Jamel Hill who got for a tweet.
Right.
That's what, see, Pat McAfee can go out there with a hood on if he want. I don't care. What I'm saying is, as you said earlier, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Right.
So if he go out there with his hood on, I should be able to go out there with my fist up.
Let's see what Kendrick Perkins had to say
about the words that you put out there. And I'm looking at guys like Charles Barkley, LeBron James, Stephen A., Shannon Sharp, right? Why do I point out those four guys? You have to be careful about the words that you put out there. The word hating, the word jealous, those are triggering words for women, right? Like in anything. I've been married to one, okay? I've been married to a woman for going on 15 years. And those two words, hating, especially when you're talking about referring to another woman or other women, those are triggering words. So you have to do a better job with that. They have to do a better job with that because it's not hating, it's not jealousy, it's competition. Pat McAfee, I think he owes everyone an apology, especially Caitlin Clark. You cannot call her out of her name like that. You can't. No one could come to his defense, and it's unacceptable. At the end of the day, you have to respect the WNBA, respect the women that are playing, respect the women that are covering the game, and you have to make sure you do it in great fashion. If you're a man that's jumping into this to that atmosphere,
I really appreciate you, Perk, because this is something that I've really appreciated about you. Because anytime there's something that happens in the WNBA, you come to me first. And you say, "Hey, Sinead, what are your thoughts?
It's actually kind of crazy though, Hayes. The only thing I think softened the blow is that he was stroking her. For that, what he was doing was he had her back in that whole thing.
Yeah, it was positive.
It's kind of crazy we talk about this. He actually called her a bitch. Yeah, Ambu should have dropped on his head doing it. But I think what saved him was that he was praising her.
correct.
And then he was praising her the whole time. And then the B word came out. I hear the people cheering across the street, dog. That means the Panthers probably scored, dog.
Yeah, but no, like you say, yeah. I mean, it was in a positive light, even though he called her that. And again, my only issue is not that what my issue is what Pat McAfee said, but my issue is the repercussions, because we know, you know, I know, and Takeem Malik, come on, brother, with a name like Malik, you should be on this train. That you know and I know, Malik, that if, bro, Kevin Hart got canceled from the Oscars from a joke from 15 years ago.
Crazy, though. I feel you.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So if Pat McAfee could go out there and say it, and he did apologize in whatever kind of way that is, then guess what? Then if I go out there, or you know, if like I say, Jamel Hill and whatever, because they don't. As shout out to my man, what's the man play basketball? Kwame Brown. She not part of the go along, get along game. She's gonna speak her mind. She's gonna say what she has to say and stand on, quote unquote, stand on her business.
You got to see how, though?
Oh, shoot. Hold on. You go first. I know I jacked it up.
This on see how, dog. My on see how was brought to you by Investor Die. Investor Die 786-459-9499. If you ever thought about getting involved with stocks or crypto, we trade every day. We put out plays every day. All you gotta do is copy us. You can ask any question. We answer questions. We got a Discord, man, with anything in there that you can possibly think of when it comes to investing. So 786-459-9499. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, it's called IOD Squad Investor Die, because I figured that's the only thing was going to get people's attention that don't have a clue about it. My Own See How was brought to you by Investor Die. For the people who don't know what Own See How is, Own See How is something we do at the end of every show, where we like, Own See How this happened. Own See How that happened. And Own See How cameraman couldn't stay focused.
I'm getting arrested. I don't know what the hell going on. I got bomb hemmed up. God damn, y'all. God.
Hey, that would be Miami, right?
Hey, all I can say is, Lord Jesus, lot of mercy. Hey, he didn't worry about dude getting arrested.
No more, he didn't care about dude. Here's my question. When I was in the officer, we had uniform, things we couldn't do out of uniform, right? Like women couldn't wear their hair certain lengths. Women couldn't wear certain fingernails, certain hair colors. They were out of uniform, right? You don't think getting a surgery like that puts them out of uniform? That'd be crazy. I maybe ever.
It might be crazy because, dog, we seen some women with that, whether it's natural or not. I mean, the uniform is the uniform. It don't say you got to have, because now you discriminate against big butt women.
Oh, damn. So maybe I'm the dumb one.
Matter of fact, I need you to. Hey, matter of fact, hold up, Street. I need you to apologize right now. You on camera by yourself.
Listen, man, I was an officer myself in Miami, so I know how hard it is to be a job and to be a woman doing the job as an officer. I was giving them their props for the rest of them, man. I was just trying to say, like, I think an extra 15 in the caboose is kind of out of uniform, but I apologize if I offended anybody with a 68-inch booty. You know what I'm saying? I apologize, okay? If I offended anybody who walk around here looking like don't.
Oh God. Shout out to one of our favorites, man. I'm gonna go ahead and this is my I don't see how it's brought to you by Coach Hayes Football. The WRE, which stands for Watch, React, and Evaluate. We'll be getting back to those things, just taking care of some family business, as Kanye say. But I don't see how it's brought to you by Plies. Huh? I've been reaching out to Plies too. I want to get him on here to talk football because he always he always has football takes on his Instagram or shorts or whatever they're called, wherever platform we put him on, Twitter or whatever.
You know
and
why?
I would I know he played ball at Miami, Ohio and so forth and all that.
Yeah, right.
But I would love to sit down and have that conversation because he's spitting some real game sometimes. But he changed it up a little bit. And I know we're not necessarily always a political show, but since we own this right now, I thought this was interesting. And I want people to really just hear what he's saying. Forget who he's talking about. But think about what he's saying right here in this clip. And I think it'll be interesting. It's about 2 minutes, but I think it's valid. Street, let me know you can hear that.
Typically an even Steven guy. You know, things don't really bother me that much.
You saw the Street?
But I'm still finding it a hard time that y'all really feel that we this stupid. That all this time, all these years, from the beginning of time, y'all told us this is how you treat a convicted felon. This how you treat them. This is what they worthy of. Nothing. Once you become a convicted felon in this country, you get nothing of prestige. That's your punishment. You get nothing of prestige. Depending on where you want to stay, you can't stay nowhere nice. Not if you know convicted felon. That's why we want to ask you on the application. You a convicted felon. You can't get no job. That's anything of prestige. You can't do it. Even when it came to voting, you said, no, you a convicted felon. You can't even participate in this process. We don't even want to hear from you. I remember my son was playing Little League football, and them white folks found out that his coach was a convicted felon. And them people told him, you can't be around our kids, sir. No, we don't trust you. And the crazy part about it, this man, he didn't hire no convicted felon. You just left New York City and your lawyer told that jury, you cannot believe Michael Cohen. Why? Because he's a liar and he's a convicted felon. You wouldn't even hire a convicted felon. Now you hire you. Not for any job, the biggest job in the country. Now all of a sudden, y'all want us to be, that convicted felon, it's a badge of honor. You should be proud. That shouldn't deter. You don't want, it has destroyed people's lives, delayed people's progress. All of these years, and people still dealing with it. You just saying, you ain't trying to deal. Don't consider this when you go to the ballot box to vote for me. Don't consider it. So everybody else supposed to live with it and deal with it but you. Man, I can't do that, man. I cannot be a part of the privilege campaign.
Hey, boy, preaching, boy.
And I brought that up because what you used to do, you was an officer. They tell you convicted felons don't get X, Y, and Z. Lost your right to vote, even though you serve your time in society. I know some of those laws have changed. We know we in a state where our governor, he wild.
He wild.
And this goes back to my point. What's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Wait a minute. Don't listen to Michael Cohen. Yeah, he was my attorney. Don't listen to that dude. Why? Because he's a liar and he a convicted felon.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up, Hayes. You can't make this shit up, fool.
So I just thought it was perfect. It's been sitting in the queue for a while, but I was just simply saying that I thought it was an interesting point. So like I say,
before we get out of here, though, I want to hear what in the comment section. How do they feel about what he just said? Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? I want to hear what some of them got to say, bro.
Yeah, it's interesting. Think about it. Most people on this chat right now know either it's them or somebody in their family dealing with exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
G and J said, I'm waiting for somebody to explain what he said. All right, G and J, I got you back. So really what he was saying was, once you become a convicted felon, you pretty much lose all your rights, privileges.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's saying.
Right.
Meaning, When you go to live in an apartment complex, you've served your time to society. Have you ever been convicted of a felony? You put yes. Okay. What was it? Blah, blah, blah. They could deny your application because you were a convicted felon. And most times they do. So that's what he said. You can't stay in places nice. Your job application. You can't get a job. Were you a convicted felon? Yes. So in turn, he's saying, remember, Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felony accounts, not misdemeanors, felony accounts. And they're saying, well, wait a minute, he got felonies, but don't worry about those felonies. Not those. And put me in the highest office. Put me in the most important job in the world. Not the United States, in the world. Forget. There's only 34 counts. Don't worry about it. It ain't 35. And that's what he's talking about. That's all. So, I don't know, Street, with all that being said, we good to go, man.
Let's read some of these comments, dog. 1 second, dog. I want to see what these people got to say, fool. Like, Plaza, man, on with that one, Hayes.
Yeah, IMAX Plaza is 100% correct. P. Will Yacht says, I agree. T. Wilkes, I agree. M. Tuck, agree. G&J says his voice so squeaky and high, for real. I couldn't understand anything he said.
Really?
Nassau, agree. Thanks for explaining. Thanks, G&J, for coming through. Rose said, it ain't right. I got too many fam and friends that got records that's got to deal with that BS. Who were the runner-ups? I don't know what you mean. JJ Reddick will be one of the greatest coaches of all time. His knowledge in XO. Peter. Wait a minute, God. Peter. Stay away from that dude. Shout out to Peter, man. Now, wait a minute, Peter. Peter. I might need to invite you to my kitchen tomorrow, Peter. Because this is a hypocritical statement right here, Peter. This is a hypocritical statement, Peter. And you know what I'm talking about. He says JJ Reddick will be one of the greatest coaches of all time. His knowledge of X and O's is flawless. JJ Reddick is basketball. Now, I don't know if that's a troll statement, if you mean that statement.
No, he means it. I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, but you don't understand the contrasting of what Peter does on Tuesdays at 8:30.
Got you. Let me shut up.
Yeah, because Peter, the pumpkin eater. You know I love you, dog. But you know me, I'm the truth seeker. Anyway, G&J says his teeth really big. That's what we saw it all that. All right, Gian. I love it. Life ain't fair. I get it. What's the solution? Get out and vote. That's the solution. Come on, Malik. That's the solution. Get out and vote.
What is the solution, Hayes?
Get out and vote. I just said it.
And you think that's gonna what? Okay, you vote for the other guy. Okay, vote for Biden, right? We know Biden. We know Biden's record, track record as a Democrat and what he was 30 years ago.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm not telling you. Yeah, but see, here's what I'll tell people. And that's the biggest problem. When we think vote, we only think presidency in our community.
Right.
We don't think about the judges that's putting your behind bars.
Yeah, right. You're right. They're the ones that count. The legislation and all that shit.
Ain't nobody talking about voting changes things. But when you say vote, people equate vote to president. That's it.
You got
Y'all see all these signs around here right now with judge this, that judge that, this sheriff trying to get reelected, this person, this mayor, this person, city commissioner. Y'all don't go vote for those. We only gonna vote for the president if we do that. So voting is the answer.
But I think the vote has to be kind of like what Cube was doing. I mean, I think you got to vote in packs. I think you got to vote in groups. So things that get passed that helps you.
But if you don't vote, you will never get help for yourself because you didn't express your voice. That's all we're saying.
What he
So
just
that
said is
judge-
100% true, dog. I don't know how you even get around that, dog. Like,
Yeah. Think about this, Street. It could be a judge in Dade County right now that got a track record for locking up black and brown boys. Right? Just a track record. Maybe 90% to 80%, 70%, whatever those numbers represent. But he stays there or she stays there because we won't go vote them out.
right. I get it.
And one day you become, or somebody in your family becomes victim
Right.
of harsh punishment.
Right.
And guess
I get
what? Instead of giving them 364 days, they give them 366. That therefore you go to what? Prison. That's why they give you 366, a day and a year. I mean, a year and a day. So you go to what? State prison instead of staying in the county jail. But anyway, we can talk about this forever, man.
I get it, doggy.
We're gonna go. Hey man, I'm on my stuff, man. Shout out to my grandfather, man, D.U. Pullum, man. Started the NAACP in Terrell County, aka Terrible Terrell. That's what it was called. Terrible Terrell County.
That boy was gangster, huh?
Man, he ain't play no games, dog. I'm gonna talk more about him when I pull it out, man.
That boy was gangster, huh?
Man, come on, man. Huh? Hey, solo
Get out
rider.
here, man.
Solo rider. G,
Yeah.
boy. Man, he a G. Roll by himself in the pickup. Bro, Street. He used to give out Coca-Colas to get black people to vote. Hey, I get you this Coca-Cola right here if you come, just register to vote. Just register.
Yeah.
Think about it, you had to fool us back then.
What year this was?
1950 in the 50s.
All right, let's get up out of here, bro. Appreciate y'all, man, for watching, man. Hit the like button, share on both sides, subscribe. We up out of here.
We out of here. Peace. Appreciate y'all. Tomorrow, Footballville mama so strong, she holding up them umbrellas down there. They ain't got no pole on them. Peace.